Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Over the years, I've made plenty of videos on this subject. Somebody emailed me today, and it's a lot easier just to, instead of trying to find that video and maybe even go in a little bit more depth, or just try to answer it through an email with text. When you want to change the line thickness of a graphic could be a line, a square, an ellipse, a polygon, anything that you draw with. Like if you draw, I draw in hairline. So every time I draw, it's a hairline. Well, this individual has, when he draws a rectangle, it draws a thick line. So you can either do two things. You can double click on here, and when you get the graphic, so with nothing selected is the key. If you have something selected, that won't come up. It'll only change that one. Or you can hit F12 on your keyboard and that'll come up. And then put OK. So we're going to change it to like his line. And then we're going to say OK. So now when I draw a rectangle, look at the thickness of the box. So all you have to do to get rid of that and change that is hit F12 on your keyboard. It'll be graphic, change it to a hairline, change it to the color you want. And also I would have it change to scale with object. And then I would say, okay. And then I would go to tools and save as default and have all these checked and then hit save. So now when I draw a rectangle, when I draw an ellipse, when I draw a polygon, when I draw with a line, they're all hairlines. Those are your graphic tools, your drawing tools. And there's, probably some more, but that's the main, well, that might be all of them. So just remember, to me, F12 is easier. Sometimes this doesn't work for me. So you can see it came up, scale with object, hairline, red. I've got it in inches. I'd really rather have it in points and then say okay, and then save as default. Tools, save as default. That way, when you turn Corel off and you start Corel back, every time it should draw you in whatever thickness line you want. You might not be a laser engraver. You might want a 1/2 inch line. You might want, and just to go over scale with object a little bit, if we draw a line, well, let's just do that. Let's draw that. Let's go here and let's take away scale with object. Okay, now let's make this line 36 points. Okay, now when I increase it, the line gets thinner. In percentage wise, you could get it all the way down to probably where it's almost a hairline. But if you have this box, so if you have something selected, you can select just that one item and see it didn't come up with graphic. And I'm going to scale, I've got scale with object on purposely. Let's make it that 36 points, but let's go back and make sure it's scaled with object, and it is. Now it's going to see it's still the same thickness of a line. It's just a really thick line. So you want it, that was kind of a misnomer there. You want it to be scaled with object. And let's say, okay, now let's draw this. And let's just make it not quite as thick a line. Okay, there's 16 points. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do 2 of them. Let's hit the plus key on the keyboard. Move that over. And we're going to hit F12 since we've got it selected. And we're going to take away scale with object. So this one, scale with object. I'm going to reduce it the same amount. Let's reduce it to 25%. Look how thin the line is. We're going to reduce this to 25%. Look how much thicker the line is. You want it to scale with object because you still want that kind of that thick line. I mean, we make it really big versus this. Look at the difference. Anyway, Hope that made a little bit of sense, and thank you for watching.